What's up, YouTube? It is me, the artisanmc, and you have now embarked on a hero's journey. If you are here, you should be either hitting the like or dislike button, and you should be supporting the stream. I will not open the chat, or excuse me, not the chat, the panel, until we get 10 contributors to the channel. And I'll tell you why that's going to have to be the way it is for a while in a minute. Well, first thing I want to talk about is Michael Wright, who passed recently. And I appreciate Malika, you putting it in there. You didn't need to put it in so many spots. I saw it. Thank you. I'll just say if I've messaged you on YouTube and connected to you on Messenger on YouTube, that is for important stuff, YouTube related. Not every news article. Because there are more than a few channels to contact me, and I don't want them all swamped with the same stuff. That's just what it is. Well, you actually have my personal number, so send it. It's fine, but understand I usually have stuff going on already. I run from one thing to the next thing to the next thing, so I will respond in time. Just be patient. But he passed recently, and he was a very good actor. He was. And most people know him primarily for the Five Heartbeats. But one role I thought of that to me was one of the saddest roles, it's one of the saddest movies I've ever seen this dude in, was Sugar Hill with Wesley Snipes and who his character was in that movie. And I didn't pull up the clip because I'm getting to the point where I feel like some of this effort is wasted on people who watch because they do not actually listen or do not actually support. And in a sense, I'm trying not to say it right now, but there is a lot of freeloaders. So beyond that, I will share a story, since this is not the most important death that was on my mind this week. I went and saw a friend of mine yesterday, or excuse me, not yesterday, Friday, because uncharacteristically, I woke up really late last week. I mean, so late it was like 9 o'clock. I usually wake up about 5:30, 6 o'clock in the morning. I woke up at 9 o'clock, which means I am way late for work. So I had to call out. And what that was to me is my body telling me I have been running way too fucking hard. Too many long days, too many short nights, and too many early starts. And my body was just finally saying, absolutely not. Look, this is what we're going to do today. Make adjustments. And then I thought about it while I was laying in bed on Friday morning, feeling like a loser because I wasn't up doing my damn job. From last Sunday till that Friday, I've been running on minimal sleep, maybe 4 to 5 hours. I was on vacation the week before that, which didn't feel like a vacation because I still had to wake up early every day. So there was one day while I was off that I didn't wake up until I felt like it, until I got out of bed and felt like it. Until like 10 a.m. There was one day that I actually rested. That was Wednesday. That means that Sunday when I did that stream for you guys on the road, I woke up early and got on the goddamn road and drove for 8 hours down to Vegas. My choice. It was also my choice to do a stream. At the Vegas, I was up late until probably about midnight. Woke up the next day and had to do all my stuff for that week, right? So I've been running at a sleep deficit for a bit. Get back to work the following Monday. I've streamed, I've done all of my other shit, and then I'm back to work, and then I was just showing up late. Can't get up in the morning. Friday was the last day where it made me realize I wasn't taking enough time for myself, and I was running my body really hard without the proper amount of rest. So, since I had an off day, I went and checked in on my friend who had just recently lost her job behind some bullshit about, let's say, it's mean girl politics. You're not really in the crew. Everybody kind of like you. And you point out the flaws in other people's behavior. How shitty certain people can actually be bad at their fucking jobs. So what did they do? Well, because she is tangentially connected to some shit that her mother knows and did that's ruining the business. These other people, or they see it as ruining the business. Basically, it's their own mismanagement. They decided to fire her for that shit. Didn't matter how good of a worker she was. Not having any issue with anybody. Customers love her. Got her ass out of there. Mind you, she's partly religious. She's Catholic. They didn't give a fuck. So, since I knew she was kind of down in the dumps about that shit, even though she got other things happening, I was off for that day. I'm like, hey, take a shower, get dressed, we go hang. And going to swoop her up, I remembered that another friend of mine used to be my old supervisor. She has a food truck in that area. And I have been meaning to go by and see her, but I've been caught up with work and stuff like that. So I hadn't had time. Now I had time. Texted her, got the address, picked up my friend, went over there, went to her traditional Hawaiian food, because she's Hawaiian. Food truck. Found her food truck, rolled up on her, and we sat out and had a good conversation for like 4 or 5 hours. And I was hearing about everything that was going on. And she was there with her husband. Husband's a tall black man, ex-military. And something I didn't know that had happened is that her husband now has Parkinson's. Derek is 6'3" or something like that. Software engineer. I've known this dude for now probably, say, 10, 15 years. I've never seen him like this. Not frail. Not with a slight twitch in his mouth. Makes him talk out the side of it. This is the first time I saw him like that. And it was disappointing to me. In a sense, it made me feel like, well, in a sense, it didn't make me feel. I felt like I was being a bad friend. because I wasn't checking in on her enough. I wasn't giving them that support that you say your friendship denotes. Now, I sat there and talked to her for about 5 hours with my other friend. And, she fed us, she made us some of the stuff that she was cooking up. And I remembered her talking to me about starting this food truck because she worked with me when I worked at the depot. She was the woman who hired me. This is the woman who saved my life in a sense after divorce, giving me a job, giving me a career. And I told her this while I was there on Friday. It's like that feeling at that time. I was divorced, my kids are not there. I'm in this big house, broke, don't know how I'm gonna do this shit. And kind of had a voice from God, basically, tell me what was gonna happen because I was sitting on my couch and just like falling asleep with all the stress on my head. I heard something tell me it'll be all right in the morning. The next morning, I got the call for that interview. And I went to that interview and sat down with her, and we just talked. And she told me the thing I'll remember forever is she told me flat out in the interview, I want the person that wants my job. And my response to her were, well, what's your job? Within 3 years, I had her job. I was doing her job in that store she hired me in. And not badly. Well, that conversation started a friendship. And she's always been real with me. She's a Scorpio like me, so we vibe. When I talk about people who know me and can actually talk me down on some shit, it's her and it's my daughter. They know how to talk to me. I don't even call her a lot of times my friend. I call her like my big sister. Because I'm the oldest child. I've never had an older brother, older sister. Only people I had to deal with was other adults. Uncles, grandmothers, grandfathers, parents. I didn't deal with a younger sibling or older siblings. I didn't have that. So it's kind of a relief at times when people know a little bit more than you. And you're not responsible for them. They can actually give you some good game, especially if it's not coming from a place where they are worried about you in some way getting two steps ahead of them or surpassing them in any kind of way. So sitting down with this woman and talking to her for that 4 or 5 hours, and her husband sitting there developing Parkinson's, and I told him, I was like, man, I'm sorry to hear that you got it. He said, so was I. You didn't know. It just happened, and they've been dealing with it. She has since left the depot. She retired from there. When she retired from there, she told me about the food truck idea and asked for my help on it. And I told her I could do what I could. And she did it. She started it. Well, she did what I did with the comic shop, basically. Her nephew was a chef. He had a passion for this. She had a bunch of money because she, you know, retired from the company that she had been at for 16, 18 years. And she's Hawaiian. She's very family oriented, very family oriented. But beyond that, she doesn't have her own kids. So everybody around her is like her child. Everybody, right? Grown folks included. So if you fuck with her, she like you get her support. You do. She started that food truck to help her nephew kind of live a dream for him. Sitting there with her for that 4 or 5 hours, I got to hear about all this shit that's been happening the last year or two. Needless to say, her nephew does not work with her anymore. Neither does her niece. Her nephew up and left. And not because she is a bad manager, because this motherfucker is entitled as shit. And because he can put on his resume he worked in a kitchen somewhere in Vegas or some shit like that, this motherfucker think he's Gordon Ramsay without having none of the time in. Her niece basically wanted to play some mean girl games with her auntie and her auntie's business because she does catering too. And the catering business makes a shitload more money than that fucking food truck for a day or so's worth of work. And because her niece got into it with one of the people that helps her auntie, she started being kind of flaky on showing up and doing her job. And to give you the short version of it, she wants her auntie to fire one of her best workers so she could show up and half-ass her work because she don't like her. Now, the part that Derek, even with his Parkinson's, had to keep reminding us is that, which made the story worse that I was hearing. Just worse. The shit I was hearing was absolutely juvenile and beneath me to be dealing with as an adult. 50-something-year-old adult, that is way beneath me that I should even be having to have up to my level to be dealing with. That's how I feel about it. So I know it's way below my friends, especially being retired. What her husband kept reminding me is that this woman is 40. This nephew is 40, damn near 50. Hearing that shit, I was incensed. Incensed. And it wasn't because we were sitting out, in the elements under the sunshade with the sun shining on. It was a beautiful day. It wasn't because of that. It was because hearing the level of disrespect this woman was getting for trying to help other people and the shit that they were doing was just some entitled, everybody gets a trophy. I don't need to appreciate the hard work you put in for shit attitude that I cannot freaking stand. I cannot stand it. It is the death of this fucking culture. You want everything for no input. You expect everything for no deposit. She's been dealing with this shit 2 years. Now she has a food truck that she never wanted, because she can keep doing her fucking catering. She didn't need a food truck. She got that for her nephew, the same one who walked off the truck because it's hard. The final story, and mind you, she gave these motherfuckers like 4 or 5 chances who left her high and dry, left her stuck during events. And we're not talking about no small events. Doing like four, 2 to 500 people events, and your ass can't show up. You tell a motherfucker you need them there at 8, motherfuckers show up at 9. Are you out of your? Like I said, I was incensed. I was incensed hearing it. I know her. I've worked with her. I've worked under her. I understand how organized she is. Things will work. They will work like this. Everybody knows their role. Everybody puts in. People love her. Love her. Ain't related to her at all. All they did was work for her. People she's fired love her. This is blood. This is where that most loyalty is supposed to come from. These motherfuckers don't give a shit. I've met them at her house in her backyard for a barbecue, raving about this motherfucker. Met him. Hey, how are you? I'm so and so. This is the shit they did? Oh man, where they at? Where they at? Maybe it just need to be a Cali pull-up game, and you just need to beat the shit out of them. Won't remember you, but they'll wonder why it happened. It's like, you probably deserved it. You probably deserved it. That's probably the new business I'll start. To hear her dealing with that, the finance, the problems caused by that, and then now, well, she's 60, a little older than me. So's her husband. And now they got to deal with his Parkinson's and disabilities and stuff like that. These are older people. They're able, but they're older. To have a man with Parkinson's having to be the one to be on the food truck helping your grown ass out to do all this shit. He don't even cook. He's not a chef. But he has to be breaking this shit down and telling you how to do it, and you don't want. God damn. That's a fucking insult. They shouldn't have to be hefting all this shit. So, hearing all this, she's telling me that she's decided they're kind of done with it here. I'm going back to Hawaii. 6 to 9 months, she out of here. Moving back to Hawaii. Why? Because of the damn culture. It's costing too much. It's costing too much for that thing, for the food truck. And they need to be focused on taking care of each other. In addition, she's getting all these calls from her family because her family, a large portion of it, is still on Hawaii. You heard anything about them hurricanes that's happening over there? That's affecting her family. And little these soft nutted ass people that she got here who working on a food truck is too hard if you're a goddamn chef. She's like the matriarch at this point. Because she the one handles shit and gets stuff done. So where do you think the calls are coming? About the family, about what's going on. Sad to see. I didn't even tell her my suspicions of some of the stories she told me, and my suspicion is her niece and nephew was ripping her off. They were ripping her off. And she's not a dumb woman, so I'm sure she knows it. But from what she told me, they were ripping her off. They'd be on that food truck arguing, scaring customers away. Oh, I still need my tips. I need it. You didn't sell anything. That doesn't even make any sense. And what it was for me, hearing the story she was dealing with was like having a flashback of me at the shop. I'm like looking at myself talking to somebody about what I was dealing with the shop, trying to take that shop over and keep it open for everybody else. It's like I'm hearing the same shit that I'm looking in a mirror. I don't think I showed you guys the videos and the still pictures I have of a motherfucker that was supposed to be a friend of mine who had been in this chat before too, that was working in that comic shop, but was in turn stealing from the shop. Let niggas walk out with stacks of comics and charging them very little. Got his homeboy in my business behind my counter drinking beer on my damn computer. Trying to figure out how to turn off my security cameras and shit. I didn't tell y'all about that. Till now. I think I did tell you about the two people who were supposed to be friends of mine who up and quit the business because I took it over. Because they were now required to actually do some shit. And one followed the other one. You know why? Because white geeks don't like working for niggas. Had no problem sitting there for 10 years, sucking off the teat of somebody else, ruining his business while they standing in it. I take it over for 2 minutes and expect them to do their fucking job and sell some of this shit. Oh, I can't do this anymore. Oh, really? Okay. I was trying to do this with you for all of us. Only thing I did was put up the money for it. Oh, you just out. You can't do it. Okay, well, it is what it is. Same shit. Same shit. Until eventually, the amount of money I was pouring into the store to keep it open wasn't worth keeping it open. I told you, I was pouring $4,000 of my money that I work for all week, every month into the store to keep it open, pay people, and buy merchandise. And motherfuckers didn't want to sell. There was no choice at that point. She's at the same point, and it hurts me to see it because it hurt me to go through it. She's religious. She's Catholic. We were talking about this for a good long time about religion and doing what you really fulfills you, that you're really happy doing, that you would do it for nothing. That it's really important to have those things that you really love. And for me, it was comics in the comic shop. And it was my labor of love to try to keep something alive that I should have just let die. I should have just walked away from it like everybody else who said they loved it, but don't really love it. They only love it long as it benefits them, long as they can suck something out of it. They're not worth or not willing to pour anything into it to see it grow or make it better. They don't want to do none of that shit. They just want to suck off of it. Like I said earlier, freeloaders. Sitting down with my friend and hearing her story about that food truck and all that shit. Yeah, that's the same thing I heard. People want to be paid. People want benefits for shit. People don't want to actually put in. People don't want to do the goddamn work. And because you do, they just act like you got it. So it don't matter. But that only goes on so long until you stop them and say the free ride is over. So her having to let her nephew go, not hire her niece back again. Did it hurt her? They're doing marginal to shitty jobs. Can't say it really is. Maybe a little, because it's family. But she is going to close that damn food truck up after all the money she poured into it and sell that shit off to somebody else who has a dream and wants to follow it and has some fucking initiative and heart and work ethic to want to do it. She's going to sell her house. Big, beautiful house, pool in the backyard and everything. She's going to sell her house, and her husband are going to go back to Hawaii where they met. And live out their days. And she will still have, in a sense, something that she is happy with, that she enjoys doing, which is catering, cooking for people, and doing her church stuff. I kind of killed mine. There's two things I enjoyed doing most. That was one, I don't mind working and helping people. I like helping people and being of service to people. I do. It's just how I'm wired. I like helping people. That's why at my job now, being on call never really bothered me. The only part about being on call that bothered me is the randomness of when somebody calls. You could have been waiting all day for a call, nothing came, and I'm like, okay, well, shit, I'm gonna make me some dinner, but put this water on to boil so I can make some spaghetti, and I'm gonna go use the bathroom real quick. Bling, bling, bling. As soon as you got your pants down and the water's on, now somebody calling, and it's usually for some dumb shit. My toilet is stopped up. There's a skunk in my backyard. It's not a fucking emergency. Open the gate. But beyond that, The interruption of it, I never minded doing the work because I always saw it as being like Superman or something. Somebody's calling me because they got a problem they need to get fixed. There is an emergency. Something needs to happen. And outside of having a bat phone, they calling, it's coming to me. I'm coming in to solve that damn problem. I am the troubleshooter. I am the equalizer. This shit will get taken care of when I show up. And people are appreciative and they respect what you do. Most of them. Because you're helping them out of a situation. And you get paid better for it. So I always liked working, being of a help to people. I may not like retail, but I was really good at retail because I can be social. Regular life, you might see me, I might be pretty quiet because I'm usually with my thoughts. Like that picture of Dave Chappelle sitting in the park smoking a cigarette. I'm usually with my thoughts unless I'm doing something. But when it comes time to engage with people and talk to people, at least people I'm interested in talking to, I am very social. It's very fun. People enjoy talking to me. In the shop, that's what we did. It was all family. It was my cheers. I knew everybody that came through that door. I knew something about everybody that came through that door. And I learned more about them each time they came through that door. The social fun, which is what the nature of this fucking channel was, what the nature of the live stream was, that feel. I enjoyed that part. The comics were fun, the stories are fun, but the interaction was the main thing I really enjoyed. Well, I killed that. When I took over that shop and had to close it, it killed a part of me. It really did. And it took a while to get that shit back. I see my friend and I see the road she's on and how it's a little better. I know what she's going to go through. But I also know she'll get through it a lot quicker. Maybe. So when I came away from that conversation, my other friend that I had picked up to hang out with that day, I had to apologize to her because I didn't plan on going there and sitting there for 5 hours talking to this woman. I didn't. I thought I would really cruise by, support her business, buy some food, chop it up for a minute, and then peace out. But like you guys, a good conversation, I hate leaving because it's that connection, it's that exchange that lights up more in my brain than sitting listening to a bunch of dumbass people drone on about shit they know nothing about and things they're not going to do in their limited scope of the fucking world because they don't go out their little box. They just have a bunch of assumptions about what the rest of the outside world is happening. So I can't watch a lot of YouTube. If you don't have a 30-minute, 1 hour, 2 hour video that I can watch and learn something from, I'm probably not watching you. because I'm not in this generation of I need 10 minutes to throw some information out that's possibly, and most of the time, inaccurate. No. I will listen to a 2 hour video. She doesn't do this all the time, but I will listen to a 2 hour video of Esther Perel talking about relationships and psychology and relationships and shit before I will listen to a 20-minute video of people bitching about shows that they ain't watching and don't like. Why the fuck do I care? So I say this with no malice, but that's why I had to ask one of you. I saw him in the chat earlier about why you were spamming my comment section with all this shit about what some other YouTuber had to say about a show in my review of a show. I really wanted to know. The fuck does that have to do with the video? What does it have to do with what I had to say? That was some shit you could have waited till right now to ask. When I think about my friend and her husband, I think about I can understand why she's leaving. And I understand this is the twilight of one of their lives because he has Parkinson's. He is not getting better. He's going to just deteriorate. And she's going to be right there taking care of him. And what she told me, one of our parting shots after we gave each other, real big hug. She's only like 5 feet, maybe 2 or 3, right? But she's a stout woman, right? You hug each other really hard. And she was saying, one of the things she was saying is about taking care of each other. So it's about now. It's about spending time with each other now. And she said something that I always believed, and I usually tell folks, is that the most valuable things that you have, the first one is your insight. The first one is your insight, how you see the world, because nobody else has that. Nobody else has your view, because you're the only one in your shoes. That's what makes it unique. It cannot be copied. It can be repeated, but you cannot get into the same thought process because you don't have it. So it's unique to you. The other thing is the most valuable thing. It's your time. Because where you choose to spend your time should show what you value. Because that is the one thing you cannot make more of. You can't go to the bank and get more of. It's like sand running through your hands. Time is the one thing you are not getting back. So wherever you choose to spend it, it might mean that you value it, or at least you should value it. Now, I understand the two people that were having this conversation are both Scorpios, meaning that we won't be anywhere that we don't see no value at all. Don't even talk to people that we don't see no point in talking to. And it don't matter if it's a room of 3 people or a room of 300 people. 298 of you motherfuckers ain't getting a word from me. But you other two are cool. Yeah, you will. You'll get a lot of my time. So hearing her say that and knowing her husband's condition now, her condition because she had some hip issues and knee stuff, she didn't slow down and finally leave the job she was on until she collapsed at work. That's when she knew it was time to go. And talking about it, she said, God is funny. Because she had said something out loud about if she just had this would be fine for her. She would enjoy it. She said, God has a sense of humor. I said, oh, yes, they do. I'm really careful with what I say out loud because I know they listen. And she said that. And sure enough, she ended up collapsing at work. Couldn't walk. Drove herself home. Then 2 weeks she was out of there. She had retired. She quit. And what she had afterwards were exactly what she told God she would just need. Doing her stuff at the church, doing her catering. That's exactly what she got right then. So we were talking about it with my departure from where I was working, that it was probably a benefit. I said, yeah, I came to that. Yeah, it was. I dislike it because it's somebody impeding my progress because they think I'm moving too fast and they're worried about me surpassing them. That's what it was. The motherfucker above me thought I was going to be his boss one day. And he didn't want that shit. So he trumped up some shit, got some people on board, some of his little minions, some little bitches, to start making complaints because I wasn't interested in fucking them. And they brought that black man to heel, got him out of there. Couldn't make me quit. So they trumped up some shit to try to fire me on. And so chicken shit, they had my friend deliver the news. But as shitty as the situation was, as unbelievable to most people as the situation was, like, him? What the fuck? He here all the time. It's your best. What? Couldn't believe the shit. You'd be dirty. Yeah, it was a dirty situation. That's why I still harbor some feelings of showing up on somebody's lawn and asking them to come outside. He was doing so badly. After that, he ain't even with the company no more. He had to leave. Because his dumbass couldn't run that shit without smart people. Like myself. So he couldn't keep his job long after he got me out of mine. And he's right. I never became his boss. He also didn't have that job anymore. He got demoted within the company where everybody could see it. So in that sense, I can take some, not glee, but satisfaction in that I don't fuck with nobody. I do what I'm here to do, and I try to do it well. And I don't like impediments. but I will keep it pushing. Everybody who has done me dirty has done themselves dirty. It comes back on them. And it'll come back to me. You fuck yourself up. So the thing I came to about a month or so after that shit was I was supposed to be out of there. And that was the only way I was ever going to leave there because I'm diligent. I'm a Scorpio ox, which means I'm 2 times stubborn. I will stay at it. I will do the work. Don't matter if it's hard. Don't matter if it's raining. Doesn't matter if everybody's watching or nobody's watching. I will do the work. And in the words of Eminem, till I collapse, I will be doing it. Something I love is something I'm passionate about. That's what I'll be doing. With or without your goddamn support. It's just how I am. I don't do it for everybody. I do it because it's in me to do. My friend, she will close. She will close that food truck. And she'll go to Hawaii and do the same thing she was doing here. Serving and being of service to people. And passing on the knowledge that she has accumulated in her life, her wisdom, to those who choose to listen. And it will make them either better people or expose how shitty they are. I can say for me personally, it made me a better person. She made me a better manager of people to understand whatever the hell it is that you do. It's about treating people like people. That you might have more experience in some ways, but you're equals. You're not subjects. Talk to the human. I know in this world, if everything is touch screens where you feel nothing and cars that drive themselves, but that's an important distinction to remember. You talk to the human. You deal with the person. This is not AI. You live in the real world. And your behavior, if you understand you're dealing with human beings, should reflect that. So, forgive me if the only thing on my mind and my plate was not Michael Wright. Especially since, while I love his work as an actor, I don't know him personally. But I do know these people personally. And that bothered me a little more. And at the same time, I'm worried about them. She is on me about seeing my granddaughter. That I have time now. My weekends are free. I need to be making time to go see my kids. At least my granddaughter. So it was a sobering and uplifting day. It was. I didn't even tell her the shit I was going through. I didn't tell her that shit at all. I didn't even tell her what my other friend that came with me was going through. But the jewels that were dropped in that conversation between me and her were such that it helped my friend hear shit that she needed to hear for the situation she's in right now. She needed to hear that shit. It was meant to be. It was meant to happen. That time was meant to be spent with that person. And that's why I didn't walk away from the conversation. No, I got some other shit to do with it. No. I stayed there and locked in with that conversation and that person and continued that connection with them. So much to the extent I didn't even know my friend was sitting over there fucking dehydrating. Wasn't paying attention to that shit. Glad somebody was. That's not how you pick somebody up, drop them off, into the emergency room. But I'm really disappointed in some of the people in her life. And then it only made me think about the stuff that I was dealing with and disappointed in some of the people in mine. My buddy Ron showed me what real friendship looks like. And he was in a fucking wheelchair. And I've actually tried to live up to that standard and hold folks to that standard for a long time. This person, Rose, is one of those. She's one of those reels. I'd shed buckets of tears if I found out she was gone one day. The day that I find that out, I will shed buckets of tears. And I don't cry. They will come out that day. When I hear her husband, Derek, the icy bear, inside joke, when I hear that he is passed or something like that, wherever she is, I'm going to be gone to go be there to support her. Because it's going to be devastating. It will. And not because it does anything for me. It's because I show up for the people I care about. Have to. And even if she don't need me, I already know because I committed it to myself that I will be there. And then she can tell me she don't need my help. You didn't need to come. All that shit. She can tell me that then. But I know in me, that's something I've already committed myself to. Don't matter. Don't fucking matter. Problem is, that kind of loyalty is not common. That's the problem. That's what makes this whole human experiment tough. That kind of loyalty is not common. And she didn't have to get it because we ain't had sex, we ain't kissed, none shit like that. It ain't based on none of that bullshit. Ain't even blood. It's about respect for the human. All that time she ain't never did shit to hurt, undermine, do anything to me. Never. All she's did is be a mentor and help. And not like I'm stupid, but just to talk. Share a perspective. Kind of what I do for people, I would think. But I only say that because I've heard it from a couple of people. I gotta brush it off because I'm like, I'm just being me. I'm just being me, doing what feels right to me. So, shout out, prayers for my big Hawaiian sister, Rose, and her husband, Derek. They were on my mind when I started this show. When I woke up this morning, they were on my mind. I'm sure something else will come in and take precedence because I do still have to live in this world and function. But for the time being, my thoughts and my prayers are with them. And making sure I see her before they move, see them before they move. So, what else do we have on the menu? I know I started in a low place, but if I can do this correctly, I will show you something happy. Let's see if it's updated. Okay. I think I can bring up this one. Yeah, my face is only a little distorted. So I'll get to the geek shit. If y'all not here for this bullshit I'm talking, you can leave. I won't be here long anyway. It's about time. Um, it has to be compensated. So there is a singles tournament going on at 2 p.m. Some of my teammates are playing in it, and I'm showing up to support them. Time. You value mine, support the channel. You don't, I'll talk for my little bullshit and then I'll shut this bitch off and I'll go back to the real world. So this week, we had our finals for our 9 ball. You guys know I captained 3 teams. My main team is my 9 ball team, my Thursday 9 ball team. We were in the playoffs for the championship and we lost. But here's what is interesting about that. I have a lot of love, and not the romantic sense. I guess it would. I forget what the 3 Greek versions of the love is, but a lot of these people like family a bit. I do. They show up, they put in their efforts, and sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't. This time it did. Individually, they did good, but it wasn't enough to put us over the top to be one of those 2 teams. Doesn't matter, right? But this is what matters to me. It's small. That's my 9 ball team. Does it look like we lost? Thanks, dear sir. I think it's agape. Filala. That's my team. Looks pretty diverse, doesn't it? If you get into all that stupid shit. I'm a Californian, so a mixed crew is what we prefer. Everything ain't always divided around color lines. That's a good squad. We lost. Don't look like it. 2 seasons. That's my team. And they show up every week and support each other every week. These 2, Stu and Lorna, they even went ahead and got the team shirts. These are the 2 that showed up in Vegas. Not a couple. As far as I know, they ain't fucking, but whatever. It's their business if they are or not. Showed up together. Dave over here with his 2 fingers up is a retired firefighter. And he shared some really powerful information with me this week. My boy Vest down here below, bulking up, ex-military. Been in Desert Storm and shit. Got some issues. He had surgery on his chest. You can see his bandage right here. He had some heart issues going on. He still showed up to fucking play pool. I had to get on his ass like, nigga, you ain't telling nobody this shit. He's having some heart issues. Lorna knew because they talk, because they smoke. Peanut right here in the middle with the glasses. He expecting his first child any day now. When I called him to see if he was showing up, he was with his baby mama taking pictures because she full and pregnant, about to drop any day. He still, other man, take your time with your family, man. You showed up. And was beating the brakes off the motherfucker, too. And his brother right here, old man Al, 86, I think he is. Ex Navy, just like playing. That motherfucker can cut and bank, shoots, shoots. That's my squad. Those are people who show up. It didn't matter that we lost. I mean, it matters in some senses, like, okay, points for the session, and oh, we don't get a paid trip to Vegas. I go to Vegas anyway, nigga. I don't need somebody to pay my way to get there. So whoever's there, I'll be there, and I'll still be there to support them. And this is just us. Lorna, fucking little Filipino ass, she bought lumpia. She had it. She made it before. This time she bought it. And all this food back here that she bought for us for this last game of the session. And this is just the other team. Everybody smiling. I took some shitty pictures because my camera is slow. Having a good time. That feels good. Having that camaraderie. Having that kind of fun. Where it ain't about all the bullshit. We were just playing against each other. We were just playing against each other. But that competition, that struggle for more, don't have to ruin the relationships between folks. That's the winning team. Aside from Dave over here talking to him, but that's the winning team. It's not contentious. And a lot of the time, what we understand from that, that is the mentality you cultivate. You get what you feed. You feed dissension, hatred, backbiting, and bullshit. That's what you'll get. But you feed that camaraderie and support. So fuck you get. That's the winning team. Mind you, two of these people I was just in Vegas with, watching them play, having a good time, had dinner with. It's a fucking game at the end of the day. It's a fucking game, something we do for fun. I'm still sharing. Yeah, that's it. It's exactly what it was. It's connections. The same mentality that went into me being at the shop is the same mentality I have with them. That's why I know what's going on with all of them. Yes, individually they are people. Individually they're human beings. But I understand what's going on with the human, what they're dealing with. I know that because I talk to them on that level. I care about it on that level. And I support them on that level because I support the human. I don't give a fuck if we lost every goddamn game. I would care a little because I'm competitive. But the overall point of it is that what's going on with you, though? Are you okay? This is something fun we do together. Yeah, sure. But what's going on with you? What's going on? Mad that Sylvester didn't tell all of us that he was in the hospital having surgery. That's what I got on him about. Motherfucker, what? You can't not tell your teammates something like that, man. We're not with you every day. You don't see you every day. That shit matters. And me having that conversation with him lets him know what he does, who he is, his children that he has to take care of actually matters to me. You being good for them matters to me. Yeah, I can say fuck them kids, but why would I? I actually have fucking children, and I know their father. I know how hard he works. I know how hard he works at just learning to get better at what he does on these 2 nights of the week with me. Hmm. So if you plan somewhere, I'll be there. I got time. I will spend that time with you to support you. If it ain't just sitting there giving you strategy on like, yeah, he can't bank worth of shit. So if you hook him behind this five, you got another shot coming. He can't get out of that. If it's just that, it would be the cheering section sitting up at that bitch. Don't matter. This shit is reciprocal. I show up for them the way they show up for me. All right. I need to get something a little bit more to drink. Give me a second. I know some of y'all gonna skedaddle out of here. This your fucking business, man. It's an attention span thing. I don't have that problem. But I will leave you for a hot minute with this. This is a video I took in Vegas because I was having a really blessed day. I shared it on a couple of spaces, but I'll put it up here right now just because it was fun. And I'm gonna get something else to drink, refill my drink, and I will be right back. I'm not gonna say um, Crimson Cure sings better than me, so I'm not gonna embarrass myself. I'll be right back. just ride down the He did that set. I was a vibe that night, man. Just came from a good fucking meal. Right across from the MGO. Yeah, that was a vibe that night. That was another um, good night. That was this night. All of us that went to Vegas, we all from different teams, mind you, but we from the same league. All went to Vegas. We all went out to dinner. Went to Dick's Last Resort in the Excalibur. And if you know anything about that place, they specialize in insulting you, which is fun, which made me think, shit, I could work there. Get to cuss at people that still get paid and tipped. Awesome. It was fun. We had a good time. It was raining a little bit of lightning and stuff. But we left there having a good time with a laugh and a smile on our face, even though some of us had lost games that day. Didn't matter. The camaraderie, the fun was had. And that was me driving back to my hotel. And I was just feeling it. It was a good vibe. It's a good vibe. I look to cultivate times like that, which is why I usually take so many goddamn pictures and stuff like that, because I try to remember it, to save it for posterity. Like this. I want to get bigger, she said. That is the sunset on my return back to Vallejo after driving that morning from Vegas. That Saturday. That's the sunset I saw. And I actually really love this picture. I took it in a quick moment when I was leaving the marina, because I've been sitting there for a while watching the sunset. And then I got this one when I went back to the toaster oven. And I got these clouds, but I also got the reflection in the roof of the car, which made it look like water. And that's when I was really realizing I was really blessed. No matter what the fuck I was dealing with, I was blessed. Blessed life. Because everybody doesn't get to do what I did that day. Some people died that morning. Never saw this. Never saw this sunset. And some people saw it and so wrapped up in their bullshit, they'll never remember it. It'll be a fleeting thought in their mind. Yeah, the sun went down, so what? I will. And I will look at it often. All right. So that's enough of story time. I guess you guys want some geek stuff. Possibly. Um, I know it makes it hard to steal content that way, but I give a fuck. I'm not here for that. I'm here to be a real person. It's typical. Hmm. Did it now? When is this happening? All right. So maybe I should just go with the obvious thing because I think I did title this stream. I did, but it didn't save it. It is what it is. Lanterns, Dragons, and what was the other one? Lanterns and Dragons and something. Oh my, is what I titled this stream, but I don't see it up there, so it must have went on the other page. Today is Sunday. It's about 9:30, and by about 6 p.m. Pacific time, Lanterns episode 2 will come out. There it is. Thanks, Des at Reachers. Thanks for the help. Yes, Reachers was the other part. Lions and Lanterns and Dragons and Reachers. Oh my. Yeah. I will say I planned on watching Reacher yesterday because I was home sitting in front of my TV, which I don't usually have time to do, and I didn't watch Reacher. I felt like sleep on my couch Friday night, like I tend to do every Friday night, and I look forward to because my couch is comfy, and I like being able to lay down and fall asleep on it. It's like getting my money's worth. And then when I woke up and did my breakfast thing and all the rest of that stuff, and cruising through IG and some YouTube stuff, I ended up just gaming. I played Rivals, accomplished some things on Rivals, and I didn't watch Reacher. Even though I saw a video that made me want to watch Reacher earlier, and it was by Dave Mercida on Instagram. If you know Doug Mercida from Forged in Fire, he is ex-military and a martial arts expert with Filipino martial arts, and two of my favorite weapons, which is Kali sticks and karumbits. And apparently there is a scene in Reacher season 4 where two women go to work on a group of dudes with karumbits. And I'm like, oh, well, I really need to see that. Now, if you do not know what a karumbit is, I don't feel like telling you today. Maybe you should do some research. But I will say it is an edged weapon, a very nasty edged weapon that anybody could use and really mess up your whole lifestyle. So I was looking forward to watching that just to see that fight. I don't know where it happens in the show, but it happens. You know, it's Reacher and it's Amazon, so they probably dropped the whole season at once. So I know I have time to watch Reacher. I do not think I'm going to record it for Patreon because at this point in Patreon, I got too many freeloaders on Patreon, and I have to figure out how to get rid of the free watchers on Patreon because 30 and 60 days is enough. So fuck a walk. Either support or leave. It's that simple. I don't know what you hanging around for the free ski with no support. Especially if I see my content showing up on out of your mouth. You should go because I will rectify it. Now, I like Reacher, but I haven't watched it, so I can't talk too much about it. Um, but it is a show, a series I have enjoyed. Last season kind of went on a little bit too long with the stupidity of FBI agents or female FBI agents who just want to fuck Reacher. But overall, we got through it and got out of it, and it was fine. What this season will be, I don't know, but I will watch it. And the only reason I'm not putting it on Patreon is because I didn't put the last 3 seasons up. So it looks kind of stupid to put one season up on Patreon and the other 3 are not there, which would mean I have to go back if I wanted to make that all in my OCD brain, make it all one collection of reviews for a series. I'd have to go back and watch every season all over again and spend the time to record that shit and do it to know that half the people that are on that Patreon are not paying for that shit. No. I'm not a $2 hoe. I do not fuck for free. So that shit is over. You want something like that? Commission it. A lot of people do it on a lot of other YouTube channels. They pay people to do reviews on shit. They put up on Patreon or they throw it over on YouTube. But it's supported. Probably should start running it that way. They don't seem to be hurting their business any. Because the free ski is the bullshit. Beastly, I have many Karumbas. Many. It's one of my favorite blades to carry. It is. I have folders and I have fixed. The folders are just nasty work. That's why I like carrying them. Nothing like a phantom punch with that fucking claw right there. Must be in my bag because I just traveled. Still in my bag. Yeah. I own a lot of knives because I like knives. There's never one not too far from me because everybody does not carry a gun all the time, but everybody can carry a knife most of the time. When my daughter went off to college, that was something I gave her. Just for that reason. Yeah, they are raptor talons. They are. I'm a Scorpio, so I call it the stinger. That's what the fuck it is. But Reacher is a show I enjoy because of, I guess I could say that in this space, the masculinity of it. I grew up on the traveling drifter that comes into town, helps people solve problems, and goes about his damn business. Little or no fluffle. You know, I grew up on that. That is how I would see to operate if I was doing something like that myself. I don't need all the praise and the hoopla. I just need to know that the job was done. A right was wronged, or a wronged was righted. And I can go about my business. You don't need to say thank you. The Wandering Ronin. Yeah. I like it's something it's not romance, but there is something romantic about that ideal to me that wrongs are righted, that things are equalized. Catch a thing? That no matter what bullshit people do in the world, there will be somebody there to hold them accountable for that shit. That's why the heroes and stuff like that I like. Spider Man is my favorite. A lot of the other ones are usually dark. They're usually solitary. And they usually visit intense amount of pain on the people who do dirty things to other people, to innocent people. Ghost Rider, Punisher, Spawn, Darkness. There is a theme there. There is a distinct theme there. None of these characters are running around on fucking teams. Most of them, I forgot Scorpion, have something to do with some fire, some vengeance. Green or orange. Most of them have a skull motif. And most of them really visit some harm on people. Like, one of my favorite Spawn stories was dealing with Billy Kincaid. Who was Billy Kincaid? Billy Kincaid was a guy who drove an ice cream truck and lured children in and deleted them with glee. Yeah, Spawn took care of that. Punisher has some people in his rogues gallery who were like that. Just some really manipulative, evil people that he had to dispatch. And you don't feel bad about it either. Same thing with Ghost Rider, with all them supernatural and pseudo supernatural people who would sacrifice all kind of people just to be appeasing they one god or whatever they believed in, and he'd have to show up and say, "Yeah, but that was innocence." And somebody gonna hold you accountable for that shit. There's a theme there. I recognize it. Restraint is good if you deserve restraint. If you don't, you deserve the fire. So, Breacher kind of fits into that in the sense that he will go after people in some ways mercilessly. Like, you guys watch me play when I do my killing times and I'm playing the Division 2. What do you see me doing most of the time? I'm not running around fucking with people. But I am like a good firefighter, putting out fires and bringing order back to the city. Fulfilling that role. That's why I don't get bored playing that game. So Reacher fits into that category nicely, which is why I enjoy the show. Now, what this season is or is not, I do not know because I didn't sit up and watch it for 4 hours yesterday. I didn't. I did the other thing that I was actually enjoying. And since the review is just my sweat equity anyway, then I'll get to it when I get to it. Now, the thing I did watch last week that I'm looking forward to watching this week is Lanterns. And I've been interested in the discourse about Lanterns, just like I was interested in the discourse before Lanterns came out, and how a lot of prominent YouTubers were shitting on the show and spoiling the show before it even came out. To get all the way to this first episode of the show and see a frozen Hal Jordan sitting there dead and realize, oh, the leaks were right. Yeah, but the leaks didn't have any context, did they? Because within the context of the show, this could not be Hal Jordan at all. It could be an alien looking like a human being dead on a bench. And I had to sit there and listen to these motherfuckers because, Andre, I listen to everybody. I do listen to what other people have to say because I'm not averse to opposite opinions. But I always know what I think before I listen to them. That's the difference. I never get my opinion from them. My opinion was formulated long before I listened to them. I don't come to them for them to tell me my opinion. I go to them to see what they had to say. And what I saw was people try to scramble to get the high ground on I'm right. Egos. See, I was right. The leaks were right. I'll say this so it's clear just for me. I don't like leaks. I don't like spoilers. And I don't give a fuck if the leak was correct or not. I don't like it. You ruin the experience for the person who just wants to watch it and enjoy it. I don't give a good goddamn if it's true or not. I don't. I don't think leakers should have platforms. I don't. I don't think you should be rewarded for that shit. Since we're in the social media influence era of things, your influence is if I was producing a movie and I got somebody working on my staff that's leaking information to, let's say, a YouTuber. If I find out who the fuck you were, I'm suing you for stealing my intellectual property and profiting off of it to pass it on to somebody else to profit off of my intellectual property. I'm suing your ass. There is no free shows around here, motherfucker. You want to know what's in the movie? Go see the goddamn movie. If your ass is too cheap to do that shit, then shut the fuck up. But a leak? Look, the mafia don't even like leaks. The police department, the company you work at, doesn't even like leaks and they policies and shit like that. Why the fuck should I care about a leak on geek stuff? Why should I like that? Why should I support it? You ruin it for the end consumer, me, which is why I don't want to know. I don't need you to tell me everything that's going on in this shit before I actually see it. The fuck do I want that for? That kind of ruins the whole purpose of me going to watch it. But no, this generation, everybody gets a trophy. I tell you the end of the book so you don't have to fucking read it, ass motherfuckers. Love that shit. I don't. If you told me, hey man, you like this character? Yeah, man, this book was awesome. Whatever. Really, you should read it. I'm not gonna ask you what happened at the end. Even if you told me, man, you gotta get to the end. You gotta read this shit at the end because this shit is awesome. Well, I'm gonna read it to see what's awesome about it. I am not gonna look for somebody to tell me the ending of it just so I can come back to you in a week later and say, yeah, I know the ending, and it was all this, this, and this, and it wasn't really this. It was really this, and they really took it from this. And how do I know all that? Because somebody told it to me. That is not valuable. That's not I even want to hear. That's not authentic. So finding out that Hal Jordan was going to die in the Lantern show before I ever watched the episode was irritating. But seeing how it happened in the show was more enlightening because it actually had fucking context and could lead to, well, maybe he's not dead. Maybe this is one of the 14 aliens they were mentioning in the show. Okay. And then I watched everybody else to see how they spun that shit. One motion patting themselves on the back because, see, we told you the leaks were correct. I don't give a fuck. Given the context, you could be wrong too. Now what? Well, it could still happen because, he's not in Man of Tomorrow. Who gives a fuck about Man of Tomorrow? You don't even want to watch that shit, right? So who cares? We're focused on the show right now, right? So, per the story of the show, it could not be Hal, or it could be Hal. Either way, yes, in the meta, it was a good ploy to get people to watch another episode. But you know what? Even if Hal wasn't dead at the end of that shit, I would have been watching the next episode. Because two actors I like with a character I like, I'm going to watch the show. I'm not letting all this outside bullshit determine if I watch it or not. I don't give a fuck about David Lindelof's politics. You know why? We ain't voting together. I don't give a shit about what somebody said a year or two ago. Am I running the council mob or what? Look, man, I'm here to watch this fucking show. I want them to tell me a story about lanterns, if it says green or not, if it comes from DC, I don't know what the fuck it is, and let them tell me their story with lanterns and judge it on that. I don't need to hear the same line over and over again. Oh, it's just True Detective. You know what? I've never watched True Detective. So this will be new for me. And since we already know that most of Hollywood nowadays can't make anything fucking original anyway, it shouldn't be a surprise then, should it? Because that's how you get movies pitched. Oh, it's like Die Hard on a plane. It's like Die Hard on a ship. So I watched the episode because I was interested in it. I like Kyle Chandler. I like Aaron Pierre. I like Jon Stewart as a character. I like Green Lanterns as characters. Let me see their version of what they're telling me on Green Lanterns. Go, go, and I'll judge it from there. What I saw in the episode wasn't terrible. It was different, but it wasn't terrible. It's just a show. Is it grounded? Yes. Do I want to see space battles and all the rest of the shit I saw in comic books? It'd be nice, but you know what? That would get right back to what y'all hated about the Green Lantern movie, wouldn't it? And all this shit about everybody being married to Hal, about how Hal is and how Hal isn't. Like, I've heard some really derogatory shit thrown around just because Jon Stewart is there. And Jon Stewart been a Lantern for a long goddamn time in comics. And y'all got a lot of funny shit to say. That's fine. It's America. You got the right to say that shit. But since Herb is in here, he'll understand when I say this. Like one of our old co-workers from the comic shop, we wonder how you're not punched in the mouth more when you say some of this dumb shit. And it's probably because you get to sit your ass behind a computer screen and say that. But I doubt you're spouting them same views when you show up to in-person things. Some real slick shit about other grown-ass adults doing their fucking jobs. If you want to ask me about what I didn't like about the Green Lantern show, that bitch was too ugly to have fucking Aaron Pierre in a truck. It makes black men look bad. Not that we can't get a bitch in a bar any night of the week and have her out there in the truck boffing us the fuck off. No, not at all. That was the prettiest fucking woman they could find to play that part. That's the only problem I have with that shit. Because it happens. Oh, and her husband knew about it. Yeah, they usually always know. Especially if their wife is a hoe. What does a powerful man with more concerns other than his wife's vagina give a fuck about somebody she was fucking for information? Literally. Nothing. Because she came back and told daddy what the hell was up with him. That was the only part I had an issue with. She was ugly. And you want to talk about humiliation rituals, that was one of them. Because that handsome black man had to be on screen fucking this ugly ass old bitch. At that rate, if it just had to happen, I'd rather him fuck the sheriff. But at least they ain't trying to make him gay. That was it. All the rest of that shit, you can be mad that people pointing fingers at white boys and other fashions all you want to. It don't change the fact that some of y'all exist. Some people don't like you. Usually other white folks. So yeah, I saw it too. Yeah, it's pretty. Yeah, it's pretty on. Yeah, you poking fun at militias and shit. Okay, yeah, pretty on the nose. Do you not exist? Do they not exist? You don't like being called out and shown that there could be some negative about them because it can go either way. If I gotta see black folks being weak and cowardly and bullshit, excuse me, black men being weak and cowardly and stuff like that in shows, and seeing how listening to your bitch asses denigrate them for doing their goddamn jobs, that I could sit up here and watch these motherfucking white boys on cowboy horses with AR-15s and cowboy hats get looked at as like they're suspicious. They could be up to something wrong. Okay. Why should I have a problem with it? If you want to go that route. Now, the initial problem I had with the show, I said in my Patreon stream, which is I was not sure that you could use a lantern's ring if it wasn't yours. That it doesn't just work for everybody. You have to be chosen to get the ring anyway. The ring has to come to you. Like Excalibur, motherfucker. You couldn't pull it from the stone just because you put hands on it. No. If you wasn't the right person for it, that shit was not coming out. Same thing with Mjolnir. You can't lift it if you're not worthy. If you lift it, Mjolnir said you're worthy, all conversations are mute at that point. But as I remember, lantern rings don't work like that. So leaving Jon Stewart in a car with a lantern ring means that motherfucker died at the bottom of that ravine. Unless it was his ring. So they want to tell their story. It's a little fudging. But whatever. I had to go back to thinking about, what was it? Emerald Twilight, the one that everybody keep bringing up about how Jordan going bad and turning into Parallax. And it's like, he had a bunch of people's rings at the time. And I think he was using all of them. If I remember correctly. So maybe this is just one of the rings that's not. Okay, whatever. Moving on. I think it would make it a problem in this show if anybody else gets a hold of that damn ring. But, whatever. Whatever the fuck. I see the ninjas left. Good. Go do your shrine. If you felt insulted, it's because I was talking about you. Now, watching this first episode, I'm really wondering what the Guardians were thinking, in the sense that even for my reading of Green Lanterns, and I only really read Green Lantern when it got down to Kyle Rayner. I didn't read a lot of it with Jon Stewart. And I'm not one that grew up on the goddamn cartoon because I was a fucking adult. So Jon Stewart has a bigger impact on younger millennials, or older millennials now, from the cartoon than he does from reading the damn comic books. That's why Jon Stewart became the vehicle to make a show on, and not Hal Jordan. It's the same thing I'm saying to you guys about this Ghost Rider movie. It would play a lot better if you used Dan Ketch than using Johnny Blaze. Why? Because Johnny Blaze is a product of the 60s and the 70s. Dan Ketch is the 80s and 90s. Why don't you update this shit to stuff that people enjoy, like myself? Because while I know Johnny Blaze, I'm more attached to Dan Ketch than I am John Blaze. Stop running backwards. Why don't you pick up with the fan base and get on what they own? And this generation that will be watching this mature show grew up on Jon Stewart in the Justice League Unlimited show. That's their Green Lantern. Suck a dick if you don't like it. Suck a brown one. So it makes more sense to do a Lantern show with Jon Stewart than it does to do one with Hal Jordan. Because despite the flaws that the movie might have had with Ryan Reynolds, people like Ryan Reynolds, obviously. People like Taika Waititi a little bit, obviously, because he was in that movie too. If you watched it, bitch. The movie sucked for the ideas that they put together in that shit. And everything was there for some of Jeff Johns' stuff. The parallax entity, the power battery, Sinestro, all of this shit. It was just goofy looking. Until they got to Oa. So why didn't it work? Because motherfuckers like you didn't like it. And it was a shit movie. I enjoyed it for what it was. I didn't care for the suit, though. Ryan Reynolds will say whatever the fuck he want to about it now. He still got paid to do that bitch. And he still did it. But that's fine. He wasn't made to be Green Lantern, but he was made to play Deadpool. Now, we've already gotten a Green Lantern in space, and we saw how that went. Breaking it down to formula and having them grounded a little bit on Earth, since he's the Green Lantern of Earth, or this sector that Earth is in anyway, could be interesting. A lantern ring in a real war scenario could be interesting. Am I waiting to see a big green boxing glove? No. Excuse me, because that's what Hal was known for. No, I'm looking to see something complex, which is what John and Kyle were known for. This isn't the 80s anymore, folks. And that's what that Green Lantern was good for. A little ahead now. Now, I'm not saying they need to go to Simon Baz or Jessica Cruz or anything like that, but let's catch up to some modern shit. Let's move it along. Let's move it along. So I don't have a problem with Aaron Pierre, Jon Stewart, whatever, being one of the main leads. And I don't have a problem if Hal Jordan gets killed and then the second season is just Aaron Pierre. I don't give a shit. It is not going to ruin my watching of the show. Even liking Hal Jordan as a character, it's not going to ruin that shit at all. Because I'm watching the show for the Lantern stuff, not just the Hal Jordan stuff. And if you want Hal Jordan stuff, why don't you go read a goddamn comic book that you're supposed to be so knowledgeable about? You should be able to throw up a whole video like fucking Comics Explain about the best Hal Jordan stories that should be adapted and stuff, right? I can tell you I didn't read much Hal Jordan. I can tell you I didn't read much Jon Stewart. Read a lot of Kyle, though. And since they're Green Lanterns and there's so many from Earth, which kind of goes against the whole plan of it, they all intermingle with each other a lot. So, this show, I'm interested in the mystery aspect of it. I am. If it's really Hal that's dead, well, that sucks. But since we're doing a story in 3 different time spans, I'm going to get a lot of Hal. I just know he's dead by 2026. How does that change the story any? Did he have time to properly train John? Did he properly train John? Because from my knowledge, this is not how the training shit works with Green Lanterns. You are not, as I heard one reviewer saying it, sloppy seconding the Green Lantern ring. Because he just likes to be offensive. Interesting. Don't know. But as far as the mystery, who are these aliens that are here? Why are they here? We already know there's manhunters about because they put it in the trailer. Fine. But what is the overall issue with this? I don't have a problem tracking time travel stories because I like time travel stories. So jumping between different time frames is not straining my brain any. I just want to see how it comes together because I'm here for the story. I'm on the journey with you. Tell me the story and let me see what's happening. I'll judge it from there. All the outside politics and shit like that, I do not give a fuck about. I don't care. Yes, it will influence the material that is being put out. Yes, it will. But the material is still the material. I'll judge it on that. I don't need spoilers. I don't need somebody coming out telling me what to think and who to be mad at and what's not this and what's happening in the next. I barely need a preview of the next episode, dude. I can do my own thinking. Thank you very god dang much. But I know I'm interested to see where it goes. And I'll be there for the ride. That will be something I watch on Patreon. I will. It's a new series. It's the first one. I can watch it on there, do my watches, and be entertained by it. And for the first episode, it entertained me and gave me a little bit of a hook to want to be interested in seeing what happens next. Like any well-written show should be able to do. All the other shit that people want to bring to me that someone else said about something else and have me repeat it, I'm not a goddamn parrot. And while I may have heard what they said, I don't care. It has nothing to do with me. And it makes me always wonder, you run into me repeating what they said to me. I don't know why. But the question is always, are you running to them telling them what I said? It always makes me wonder. It's like that thing, how people talk with you is how they talk about you. Told you, I showed up in one of these larger supported YouTubers streams once and said something. I was surprised how many people in there knew who the fuck I was. Hello? I just like that content. It's fun to see somebody see something for the first time and not have had it spoiled for them. It's fun to see that. It is. because they can give you some real reactions, not what somebody told them or they heard somebody else that they're trying to be cool with say and just repeating that shit. It's fun. I support their content because I like that. That's something I can't support. I can't support the echo chamber, which is why I don't have to listen to a lot of them. Because they all gonna say the same shit anyway. So the Dilla Hunt dude, I did think it was funny that one of the other reviewers pointed this out that this is all a dig at Taylor Sheridan. I'm like, yeah, that's pretty funny. I guess it could be worse. It could be Trump, right? A lot of people in Hollywood got a problem with somebody. And yes, they're in control of making shows. Men, heterosexuals, Trump, somebody who's more successful than them. Who the fuck cares? It's a bunch of little mean girl shit. Man, just do your fucking show. Do your show. No one, I watched, what was it, a short documentary or something like that on Taylor Sheridan. Him telling the story, how he got started and what he was doing. For hearing that man's story, he deserves what the fuck he getting. He deserves what he's getting. I don't know why you're mad at it. Because you didn't create it? Well, you ain't had his experience. Soft life. You could have been broke like him and being out of a job and trying to figure out what to do in Hollywood. Picked up a pen and started producing something. You could be that. If you had it in you to do. But you don't, obviously. And that's why Taylor Sheridan is who he is. And you are who you are. Taking shots at Taylor Sheridan. Peons. Not noticing you in Hollywood too. You have a name as well. Just do your shit. Just do your thing. Your personal gripes and shit. Who cares? You think he cares? You think it's stopping him from putting out another season of Landman or anything else? No. He got serious work to be doing with the grown-ups. You got time to be worried about your little pop shots. Stupid. So, yeah, it's something to notice if you gave a damn, but it's nothing to give you pause on watching the show because you'd have to give a damn. You'd have to know that to even catch it. It don't matter. That's some outside shit. Nothing about the episode. Outside shit. Some meta commentary. Not what's going on in the show. Now, my question is for this first episode was if Hal is against having a sidekick or a trainee. How did he end up with a trainee anyway? Did the Guardians really make him do the shit? Why does the ring work for John and Hal at the same time when that's not how the rings work? What the hell is going on in this town? And what kind of aliens were shot in the field? And who shot them? Was it the Dillahunt dudes people or what? There are some answers that need to be resolved, and they weren't, tied up in the first episode, which I didn't expect. But I'm interested to see how this plays out. It's only 8 episodes, so let's get it going. Now, I know from watching the preview of the next episode, after this first episode, there's going to be a Guardian that shows up, and the Guardian is a woman. I'm like, I don't remember that. I think there's very few female Guardians, but whatever. They all look the same. Little blue motherfuckers. Does it actually matter? No. Not in this context, because as it is in DC, everything is its own little universe. Every show, every place they put a show, it's its own little universe. So the Guardians can be females here. Just like Hal cannot be the one from the comic books here. Excuse me. Things can be different. Fine. Things are different. I'm curious to see what happens. Yes, I'm curious to see why John doesn't have the ring and how Guy ended up with a ring. That'll be interesting to see. Now, the people that created the show have been doing a good job of going out and spoiling the show too, dealing with all the internet assholes who want answers and have speculations and spoilers and leaks and shit like that. They came out and said that Guy has Hal's ring. Okay, Guy has Hal's ring. Why? How? My thinking is Hal was doing some shit off book. Might have been. Why John was paired up with him to be his replacement anyway, which usually happens in corporations. If you're a competent black dude, you usually are the one who trains your replacement. If they want to get you out of there, they'll give you some dumbass white boy to be your trainee, and then you get to train them so they can take your place. That's just how it happens in the real world. So seeing it reversed in a show is kind of interesting. And listening to y'all get all upset about the shit is funny as hell. Oh, this is bullshit. Really? Funny. That's the same way we say in the same thing we say in the real world. When you little mophead fuckers come along who can't do shit, you're probably fucking the boss's daughter or sucking the boss's dick. End up getting in some position and we got to train you to do our job. And then the black dude get fired and you get kept. Interesting. Interesting. So this happening in the show this way? Okay, so when this shit starts being a real big stretch from reality, let me know. Then I'll maybe be shocked about something. So far, it ain't. Yeah, we are in the era of transition. The problem is they don't like seeing that shit reflected. They believe you should just shut up about it and not show it. I hate to have to keep going back to this, but they keep losing their shit over it every time. It's about as simple as the actor Anthony Mackie and the character of Falcon becoming Captain America. It's as simple as that. How much motherfuckers lose their mind. How much pleasure they take in derogatorily talking about this dude. that they may like 5 minutes beforehand. All because of one thing: a fucking frisbee and a costume. Not even that, a frisbee and a title. Frisbee and a title. Angry Man talked about it a while ago about, you know, racism of some geeks. Yes, some geeks are racist. Why do you think the two white boys I've been working with for damn near 10 years up and quit? Because the title changed. I'm no longer their coworker. Now I'm their boss. They didn't like that shit. And those are geeks who I call friend. It's always there. Yeah. I heard somebody making a joke about that shit. They're on their stream using that shit as a punchline. Well, you see, he has a father in his life. If he didn't have one, you'd have something to say about that shit too. Shut your stupid ass up. If he wasn't saying shit to be reactionary, I don't think you'd say anything at all. I question what they had the father doing, but if you can look somebody in the face who has a gun in yours and not be afraid, not flinch, you could probably be a soldier. Because there ain't really much else to be afraid of. I just had a story from my friend that I took out yesterday. She told me she had a gun in her face from a parent when she was like 10. The fuck? Yeah, I was telling my therapist that, and he told me he couldn't be my therapist anymore. So yeah, because he ain't had enough life experience to deal with no shit like that. But at least I know you ain't afraid of having a gun in your face. It's not a normal upbringing, but now we know. Now we know. So if we get into a scrape somewhere, I know that's not going to be the thing that throws you off and have you pissing your fucking pants. So we were sharing gun pointing stories. Some people have those experiences. Some people don't. And once you have them, you're afraid of a lot less shit. And if, let's just say, because speculation has been out there, the father was training the son to have a Green Lantern ring, which I don't know how he could. Getting him over fear would be one of those things. But you know, Hollywood really doesn't like it when black men are teaching black boys in a medium how not to be afraid of shit. They don't like that. Ask Will Smith about After Earth. Don't like that shit so much. Because what the hell can you do with a fearless black man? The hell can you do with that shit? I just watched a black dude on a stream with a lot of these popular YouTubers, and they're talking to that motherfucker all kinds of crazy. And he ain't told them one time, man, shut the fuck up talking to me like that. Who the fuck do you think you are? He looked like a whole bitch sitting up there. And they talking to him crazy. I'm like, this is why you can't be with the cool kids. This is why you can't be with the cool kids. Because that would be a motherfucker. He'd be talking that shit on a stream with you, talking to you that damn crazy. And the next time y'all did a meet and greet, you'd be beating his ass on site. And the fact that you're not, big drama bear. That's why we need our own media. You just need to do your own media. You don't need to make it a grand thing about we're gonna have our own media. Just fucking do it. And the problem with just doing it, at least with black folks, is black folks always fucking each other over. Because, like Malika is saying in here, the psychological programming is real. Yes, it is. Like my friend in that food truck, who's the ones possibly stealing from her and fucking her over? Is it the people from the outside or is it the people on the inside of her own family? Me with the shop. It was some outside business fucking it over. Y'all watch it on YouTube. You know about the Black Manosphere. You know how it started. You know the founding members and all that shit. Who's the ones fucking it up? Was it people from the outside or was it people on the inside? Not really being able to work with each other, undercutting, backbiting, kicking the legs out. You tell me. We had that mentality that it's one plate and we all eating off of it. You know, it's enough out here for everybody, right? Jay-Z made $1 billion and they didn't keep $1 billion out of anybody else's pocket. Mr. B's doing a damn good job as a YouTuber. And all them little goofy boys that he started with is still his homeboys now. Are they making what Mr. Beast make? No. But I don't think they're mad about that shit either. They're trying to keep him from making anything more. Corey Barker, YouTuber, made the movie Obsession. Only thing society trying to put into his cast head is that they should have got paid more money. Why should they have gotten paid more money for a movie that they did on a shoestring budget? Because it made a shitload of money? That's not how it works. All they did was act in that bitch. And they acted very well. Thank you. But you had no way of knowing it was going to make that much money when you were sitting there spending your weekend doing a couple of scenes for a few hours. You had no way of knowing that shit. Neither did he. And he couldn't have negotiated for you to have millions of dollars off of that shit because he know he's going to make millions of dollars. But the fact that he did off of his writing, his vision, his idea, not yours, you entitled to something? And people trying to put that out there like, yeah, he underpaid them. They got paid what the fuck they got paid. For what they did. They didn't have to market that fucking movie. They didn't have to sit there and edit the shit. They didn't have to fucking film it or provide a camera or anything. The fuck are we talking about? Y'all expected maximum return for minimal input. It's a YouTuber who happened to hit. It's like winning at the slot machine, nigga. Oh, you owe me some money. Why? Because it just hit the jackpot? No, because I was there for an hour and I pumped like $80 into it. So the fuck what? What they got to do with me? Because I owe you 80 now? Get the fuck out of my face. Get the fuck out of my face. That kind of mentality will keep you playing the machine and hitting. No, it's my machine. I can't walk away. He might hit. Mm-hmm. But you're not. Why is it so funny now? Herb said, I try to buy. Appreciate you, Herb, for supporting the stream. Said, I try to break the curse myself by buying black products as best I can. I do the same thing. If it's out there to be bought, I try to support it. Because I don't know if any of y'all remember that Million Man March shit, but I took that pledge and took it seriously. Who else gonna do it? Who else? Why is this fucked up? So I'm looking at my eyeballs, and one looks more poked out than the other. Weird. Fucking getting old. Heard the cats scratching at each other. Oops, it was fucking, like they say, crabs in a bucket, alligators in a pit. Like everybody climbing all over each other, thinking it's one piece of chicken to eat. So it is what it is. That's the competition of it. So, lanterns. I'll watch the second episode when I get back tonight. I'll record it, and I will possibly put it up tomorrow. It's not sponsored, so it'll get up when I finish it. I'm liking what I saw in the first episode. I can't say I'm liking the whole show now because I haven't seen the whole show, but I'm interested to watch the second episode. I'm actually curious, and that's a good thing. I like mysteries, and being the fact that I like mysteries is why I don't like the ending spoiled for me. I don't like things spoiled. I like to go through the damn mystery and figure it the fuck out. I don't need some asshole sitting on the side telling me everything that's going to happen in the episode before I watch it. Let me have my experience, please. Thank you. Now, the other experience I had last week, which is the show that will not be coming on this week, which I'm happy about, is House of the Dragon. I have to say, the finale was kind of good. It was. It actually was so good to me. In fact, I wonder where was all of this shit earlier in the season. That with 8 episodes to go through, you could have just got to that. You could have cut out some of this other fluffy shit and just got to that, since we already know it was off book anyway. Let's just get to that. It should have been a better build up for it, but it was just like a so what? if next season is the final season, they're gonna have to ramp up the kills a lot. It's gonna have to be let the bodies hit the floor from the first episode, from the premiere. People are gonna have to be dying off because you don't have a lot of time to wrap this up. And I'm not looking for a spinoff. I'm looking for it to be wrapped up. By the end of this episode, I'm not liking Rhaenyra. Used to feel Emma Darcy as an actress, think it was good. This shit is stupid. Her turn to me is stupid. A lot of inconsistencies and stuff that shouldn't be happening, like her telling a song of ice and fire to the common folk and then speaking High Valerian to them, like they understand what the fuck she's saying. Stupid. I know it's supposed to be a powerful scene. It's not. It is not. It really struck me as dumb. The sacking of Tumbleton, we knew it was going to happen. It was set up to happen. It should have been in maybe 2 episodes. Maybe. But the turn of Ulf serves his ass right. But they're going to have to kill him. I'm serious. Excuse me. I'm serious. He needs to die in the next season. Early. Managed dragon. They're going to have to go. We know these dragons don't survive till Game of Thrones, so chop, chop, man. It's time to start weeding these folks out. Now, I love Matt Smith. That's my daughter's doctor. That is the Doctor Who that really got her, which is fine. He's killing it as Damon. Hopefully they will give him more to do next season, which he has some fights he needs to get into, because 2 of my favorite characters in this show are not good people, but I do want to see them have a clash, which is Aemon and Daemon. I need them to get at each other with their dragons, with the swords. I don't care. They just need to be at each other a bit. I need to see some more people dropping. Rhaena Nettle. Sheep Stealer Rider. She need to get her dragon back, and then she need to go somewhere too. This bullshit love triangle they're setting up with Alan and Adam with Bela. Two of the 3 brothers in the show is going to have to be at each other over a chick. Trust me. That's why folks writing this shit. It's the only thing they know where to go. That's going to be irritating. It's really going to be irritating. Brother against brother. And neither one of them fucking this chick. Stupid. But they have nowhere else to go. They're doing nothing else with these characters. Okay, so if it happens, it happens. Allison's going to get to come back to the keep. See her one slightly crazy but normal-ish daughter, or non murderous daughter, dead. Maybe she plot to overthrow Rhaenyra from inside. Who knows? Massaria should be gone. She's not gone again. Once again, somebody's supposed to be putting her ass on a ship to get her the fuck out of this story. And she runs away and nobody chases her to still be there involved. I'm like, fuck. Can we get this? Can she get eaten by a dragon? Killed by the small folk? Something? I'm sick of this character, dude. This character is so fucking irritating to me. I just want her gone. Do something with her. But get her off. Get her out of the show. Yeah, it's time to start eliminating, man. We need a purging in Westeros. We need the purging. That's it for the show. There was some stuff I liked in the show. I really did like. I believe his name is Tommy Flanagan, the Irish dude that I couldn't remember his name. I believe it's Tommy Flanagan. I didn't look it up. I'm using the wetware. But I really liked his role in the show with the Winter Wolves. He's one of the Starks. He was fun. He made that episode. He really did. They should have used him more in the rest of the show because I could have did more scenes with him and less with Massaria. I would have taken those in trade because he was more fun than her dumb, no acted ass is. As far as the rest of the show, Ryan Condal, the producer or head writer, he kind of pulled it out at the end to give us a good season finale. I just wish he was there earlier. Like, it's frustrating to know they could do something competent, but then they do something incompetent the whole time when they have the ability to do something competent. That's disappointing to me. It's like, why'd you waste my time with all the rest of that shit that I didn't like? Why'd I just give me this? Like, what does Sarah Hess has on you that she's getting to do these boring ass lesbian fanfic stories in House of the Dragon? They're not rated well, bruh. They're not even rated well. Everybody watching that shit was like, "Oh, what the hell?" Like, man, let her go off and do her own shit. Why is she here doing that crap here? Dude, if I had a kiddie fair selling cookies and cakes, I wouldn't let the chick that wants to make, I don't know, jelly dildos show up and set up a booth there. No, this is not the place for that. Yeah, I'm sure they're probably edible. No, wrong place. Go somewhere else and start your own festival. You standing next to the Girl Scouts selling cookies? No, get the fuck out of here. That's what I feel when I see this shit that she writes and throws in there. It's like, oh my God, another day in the life of a woman with a uterus. Look, I get it, but it's not interesting. So, yeah, I'll look forward to the next season because I know it's the last season, but I won't be looking forward to some of these other writers coming back to do another episode or two of this shit because it'll just drag on. And I'm knowing that. Before it's even come out, I'm already knowing there's going to be at least 4 episodes that I'm going to be rolling my eyes at. At least 4. And I had to sit and suffer through that shit just to hopefully get to a satisfying conclusion. Like a chick sucking you off with too much teeth. Grin and bear it. Dumb, dumb. So yeah, it is time to start eliminating characters and dragons and getting this shit over with because they wasted too much time not getting this to a satisfying point and wrapping this shit up. And I'm really concerned if they can wrap the story up in this last season, or will they be thinking too far ahead like the boys was? Like, no, we're going to do another spinoff show. Don't catch your chickens before they hatch, bro. Who said I'm signing on for a spinoff show from y'all? You better finish this up first. Maybe I'll watch something else you do. I will watch Night of the Seven Kingdoms, but it's a different story, different characters, and a lot more fun, actually. No, they don't need to wait 2 to 3 years for another season. Repeat. They could have just put that shit out now. Because it takes so long for them to make this shit because they're blowing so much goddamn money on all this production. And yes, we like Game of Thrones, House of the Dragon for their production, but most of it in this last season is going to come down to a bunch of fucking dragon shit. All these large armies fighting and stuff. This is where these shows, I think, run amok, is that they keep scaling and getting bigger when you should be able to do more as you go on with less. Because you should have already established what your style and your look is to where some of this stuff is around already. So you don't need to build anything really new unless you're going to new places. Should already be in your budget how to do these dragons and make them look cool because you've already been doing dragons for 3 years. It shouldn't be more expensive now. But what they do, they keep scaling up, which is making this shit take longer. Anything that you are producing from over and over again, year to year, should be quicker every year, not slower every year. That means you're doing something wrong. With experience, you gain speed. If you're not gaining speed with experience, then you're doing something wrong. And you never got it. 2, 3 years, I won't even be counting the days, man. It'll be out when it's out. I don't give a shit. In that time, I've heard the joke made that in that time, George R. R. Martin will still have not finished his other book. Then why don't you go help him write it? Go help him write it. I'm sure he's going to do exactly what you do. He's going to take his time and do it when he feel like finishing that shit. Because it's his book, not yours. So, as far as that, that was House of the Dragon. I'm done talking about it. I think I was done talking about it when I did my review. Yes, that final episode was good, but you gave me all this other slow ass shit that didn't matter beforehand, and I'm not letting you off the hook with that. Same thing with X-Men 97. Yeah, the finale was interesting, but I'm not expecting much from season 3. You can put it out there. I might still have Disney Plus at that time, but I'm not expecting very much from it. Because I know the driving force behind it that really knew these characters is not there anymore. So the person breathing life back into these characters is the one not there. And I'm not sure I want to see your shambling zombie roll out there and give me more of what I was disliking in this past season, which was a cavalcade of characters acting outside of their known personalities and shit that didn't make any sense popping up, like Apocalypse and a Gambit coat. Let's see. So I'm about 3 hours in, and it is 11. I said 10. Let's see if I got 10. If not, I am getting out of here and going to get some breakfast. Shout out to Dead Set, $5 holla. Appreciate you, Dead Set. Got Herb. That's 2. That's what seems to be bugging out my fucking eyeball. Shout out to the Malika Me Bane. That's 3. Shout out to the Beastly Nerds that's supporting the stream. Appreciate you, Beastly. It's 4. Shout out to Toya. No message, just oh wait, I think it's the different card. No, that's cute. You know you can do that. She said good vibes. What the fuck? Jesus Christ. Cheese and rice. Appreciate you, Toya. That's 5. Aquateke. Appreciate you, Aquateke, supporting the stream. That's 6. DCJ. Salute. Appreciate your content. Thank you, D. That's 7. So we're 3 shy. 3 shy. Let me go in reverse. This odd shit is bothering me. Like one eyeball is smaller than the other or something. And one is fixed when the other one is moving. Weird. So I'll go in reverse. Shout out to D. Jones. Wrong thing. I will give you the 3B, so we appreciate you, D. Jones. Shout out to Aquateki. Appreciate you for always being a contributor. I will give you the guts and butts. Appreciate you.
Number 1, 3 or 4 times. I ain't telling no lie. Let's run it up. Never let a hard time on the watch.
Shout out to the Jersey Lion, Toya. Appreciate you. I will give you the 3B salute. Cool. Maybe he'll give me my money for this shirt I bought for his ass. Shout out to the Beastly Nerd for supporting the stream. Appreciate you, Beastly. I will give you the guts and butts. Appreciate you.
Double up, 3 or 4 times. I ain't telling no lie. Let's run it up. Never let a hard time on us.
Shout out to the Malika B. Bang for supporting the stream. I will give you your Monica, the Bedrock Booty Bounce, affectionately known as a 3B salute. Appreciate you. And now get to Herb Stay all day. Appreciate you, Herb. I will give you the power of many. Appreciate you.
Power of one, the power of two, the power of many. The power of one, the power of two, the power of many.
Scissor Gang. It's for Herb for being the top contributor today. Appreciate you, Herb. And for always supporting. Do appreciate that. And then, where'd it go? Shout out to the Dead Set. I will give you the 3B salute. Appreciate you, Dead Dad said, I saw you put out your Psylocke and Wolverine clip. I had that shit in my notifications. And I saw it on Instagram, I believe it was. First, but you put it up on YouTube as well. Let me see. The Jiggle and Tickle Bitties. Where the hell? I gotta look for it another way. Gotta look for it another way. I saw the alert on my phone. So look up your channel. Should be there on your channel. There we go. That's it. And amazing. 4 days ago, 1.7. That's awesome, dude. The funny part is, I looked at that shit and didn't think I should have that. So let us give support of the Dead Set. Set of the.
Who are you to judge me? Who are you to decide my fate? Who are you to blame me? Who are you to judge me? Who are you to decide my fate? Who are you?
Dead Set. Why the hell did her booty jiggle when she slid under Wolverine, bro? Why did she come to a stop and them cheeks jiggle? Come on, man. Come on, brother. Okay. Venom, Gwen Stacy, American Chavez, Wolverine, Psylocke. I'm down for it, man.
Who
Look at that shit. Her booty is jiggling. She got cheek jiggle. You saw that shit? She got cheek jiggle, man. Man. That was missing from X-Men 97. That's awesome shit. Why don't it sound like I know that group? Hold on, this is a better one. This is longer. Yeah, less views on that one. The fuck is up with that? Because people watch shorts more than they watch other shit. Feeds into their fucking attention span. So they can't watch a damn show. It's like, oh, I was bored. I was bored. It's only 20 minutes, you fuck. Grow up. You jiggle feet. That shit make me want to go play Ghost of Tsushima. His band is called ATWB, The World Burns. As the World Burns. I think I've heard them before. Yeah, one of those alternative shows. May the cheeks be with you. The funny part is, at that tournament, I was seeing chicks that look like that. Coming from some other parts of the country. Wasn't a lot of black folks there. It is what it is, because we don't get into shit. Or don't fully get into it. But it was white chicks around there looking like that. It's like married. Excellent animation on the assets. Yep. Close that. It's a black screen was throwing me off. Now you only got 4 likes on that shit. Crazy. 1.7 on the short, but the longer video, 4 likes. Oh, fuck is it's so fucking selfish nowadays. Even with likes. God damn. Like, God forbid. God forbid. Well, he has something to say about Ripper too. Of course he did. Of course he did. Gives a shit. I'll leave y'all with this because I haven't seen this, but it's 2 days ago, so I'll put it up and watch this. Yeah. Some parts of the South, it was coming through there, thick-thighed and everything. I was like, oh shit. Where the black folks at? Not taking anything serious. So I'll play this little clip. This was an anime I liked and should be coming back soon that I'll be looking forward to watching. Let me small screen it so I can pixelate it. And let's see what this trailer is. Said 2 days ago, so see if it's anything new.
There's so much you don't know.
Where are the other two?
You need me.
Why?
I know another word you don't know. A magic word. London.
All hands! The storm found us!
Why did that remind me of some Don Blue stuff right off the bat when she run up on the deck? Like I immediately started thinking Prince of Persia or some shit like that.
I choose revenge.
Okay. Looks interesting. I can do that. I like the first season of Blue Eye Samurai. Thought the story was good. The animation was clean, like Dead Sets. And she didn't jiggle as much, but it was bloody. So there is that. This is a character that woke up and chose vengeance. So, Edge Runners too. I'd be interested to see that. I want to see what's actually happening with that. This fat face fuck. Ugh. I'm tired. Yeah, I'm tired. Yeah, so I'm here for Blue Eye Samurai Edge Runners too. I didn't see the first Edge Runners, but I'm here for Blue Eye Samurai too. I really like that first season. It's up on my Patreon. I will watch it again come January if I live that long. Yeah, I look forward to seeing that again. That actress, I want to see Mr. and Mrs. Smith season 2. I don't know if it's ever going to get done, but I like to see it. My fans are hating New Rogue. Probably the same reason I said she's too short. Too short and not thick. Anyway. All right. I think that is going to be it. We didn't get the 10. We got 7. I think the 7. The Magnificent 7 who actually support it. And you guys actually support all the time, which is good. I do appreciate that shit. I would like other people who show up in here to support instead of reloading. But it is what this is embarrassing. It's a Fatal Fury King of Fighters concept trailer made from AI, and Paul Walker is Terry Bogard. That's fucked up. That is fucked up. Sorry, game. Alrighty. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here now. Thank you guys for showing up today. I need to get something to eat, and I need to get ready to go support my teammates who are playing in these singles boards today. Plan for a trip to the regionals. When they get to the regionals, they're planning for a trip to Vegas. So I will show up and support them in their efforts. I already won my ticket to regionals. So, yeah, they're killing me with the AI shit. There are some guys who use it well, but they tend to the AI thing shouldn't be complicated to me, but I like the way some of the AI stuff looks, but I do see it as a cheat. I just do. I grew up in the hand-drawn generation. If you can't hand draw, then what are you actually doing? But the world now is based on shortcuts. Shortcuts to knowledge, shortcuts to experience, shortcuts to actual information. I'm not turning the world backwards. I know I'm not. So I'm just dealing with what I respect and what I'm used to. And I am a hand-drawn generation. It happens. Most videos have high views. That's just you can show most people looked at for a second. Yeah. Well, with these new YouTube things, we're going to see how that shit works. Because from how I understand it, it'll just push people to doing more short content. And you will be maybe in some ways punished for doing longer form content. Because the barriers of monetization and everything have risen higher. So, unless you're saying something controversial or poking people in their feelings to get them to show up, or talking about bitches, what they like, don't like, what you can get, what you can't get out of them, you're going to be drowned down. Drowned down and drowned out. But YouTube is a business. So they will do what they need to do. I, on the other hand, am just the artisanmc. This has come to the end of my show for today. Thank you guys for showing up. Thank you to the Magnificent Seven for supporting, for always supporting. I do appreciate that. I'll watch Reacher in the next day or so, at least this next week, and give you guys my view on that season. I will do reviews of it, place on YouTube, but I won't do Patreon watch, which is kind of stupid because I have to watch it anyway at the computer. I don't like incomplete sets, so it makes no sense to put season 4 up there and there's no season 1 through 3. But that's a lot of extra shit that I don't need plaguing my mind. Yeah, that's it. I thought about saying something else impactful, but no, I'll leave you with that. If you paid attention to the show, you know what was impactful to you, and maybe you'll remember some of it and actually act upon it. Drama farming and rage baiting. Yeah. Look, Beast. For the shit that happened with the Odyssey and Spider-Man and all that shit and this Lantern show, you as a YouTube watcher, connoisseur of YouTube, should be well versed in what these other channels are actually doing. Because this year was a prime example of where they had egg on their face. They called something a bomb, tried to make it bomb. It did not bomb. And they still keep going in on it because they still have to be right. I told you guys before, I'm not married to the outcome of any of this shit because I don't get paid on it one way or the other. What I try to do is give you my impression, my honest impression. That's it. That's all. You always choose what you watch, what you don't watch. I'm not telling you what to watch or not watch. I'm not even giving you reasons you shouldn't watch it. I tell you what I watch, why I watched it, what I got from it, what you could possibly get from it. You make the choice all on your own. So, but you should be very aware now of the drama farmers, the rage baiters, and how that shit is profitable now. Because I can tell you, there's a shitload of movie geek reviewing channels. There didn't used to be. There's a shitload of them now. All of them seem to be doing up in the high numbers, which really makes me ask myself why I am not. Consistency? I don't know. I'm consistently on here same day for 6 years. But I'm not loading up your ears every day with bullshit. I can't see myself doing it. I got other shit to do. So it really makes me look at what works and what doesn't work. Good beginning reminder to maintain our personal connections, because who's with you on your journey is as important as the journey itself. Exactly, dead set. See, somebody playing along at home. Appreciate you, dead set. I will look to hear about the keys and whatnot, but I got to do for some other people today and support them in their journey and see how it all shakes out, and then get this shirt to my other teammate who couldn't make it to Vegas, but I did buy him a team shirt because he was on the team. So I need to get that from the other teammate so I can give it to the other guy so he can give me back my money on that shit, because I don't do waste. They got a fucking name on it. Ain't like I can send the shit back. So get that taken care of. Get the food situation taken care of. I haven't even had any coffee today. Imagine that. So get my coffee and get the rest of this day started. But thank you guys for coming through. Check out Lanners today and let me know what you thought, if you actually pay for HBO Max or you got somebody giving you the hookup. Either way. Check it out. Let me know what you think. I will do my review for it after I watch it this evening. And yeah, that'll be it. So I'm going to leave here. This has been the Hero's Journey. I do this every Sunday, 8 a.m. Pacific time, until I feel like stopping. I'll talk about geekdom, life, and everything in between, because it's all the journey. Like Dad said, it's about who's on the journey with you. It makes it important. So, peace, and I will see you guys next time.